All right, welcome back to Jay Creates. Where have I been? Life got busy, work got in the way. Nothing bad, just got real busy. Anyway, it's slowed down a little bit. It's warming up. Let's get to building something. I think we're gonna make a couple different styles of tea light holders. We got some poplar here. We have some smaller poplar, and I don't know. We got this Peruvian walnut, but I'm going to dig through this box and we're going to come up with something today. We're going to make a couple of different tea light holders, so stick around. Alright, as you can see, we took this piece here and we ran it through the planer. It was 1.25 inches at one end, and it was a little less than that at the other end. So I just ran it through the planer. So now all the way down it's 1 3/16 inches. And then this one was 1 inch from one end to the other, so we didn't have to do any planing on this. So these are just 2 pieces of scrap poplar that I picked out of the scrap bin bucket that my stepfather brought home from work. So we're going to chop these up. We're going to make some single tea light holders. We're going to do a couple different styles, right? We're going to take these LED lights and use it on the thicker 1.25 inch piece. Because when you drill down for these are about 3/4 inch thick. And then we're going to make some real tea light holders with actual flame candles. We're going to use the skinnier, the 1 inch piece. And we're going to use the real tea light holders in this piece and the LED ones in the thicker piece. And then I'm thinking about using some of this Peruvian walnut here and this cherry that I have scrap. Making some sort of legs or feet or something like that. I haven't really decided how I'm going to go about it yet. Alright, we're going to use whatever width we have here. So this part is, I'm going to say this is 3 inches. So we're going to do 3 inches by 3 inches. And hopefully we get 2 out of here because it does slim down a little bit here. And then this one is the same size all the way down, 2 3/4. Alright, so we're going to go 2 3/4 by 2 3/4. I don't know, we're just kind of winging it here. Let me get these measured out and then we'll start cutting. This one is. Oh yeah, let's put some safety glasses on. Take these regular glasses off. We have our ear protection here. Alright, so you saw me do the measurements. I just measured out 1 on each. So I'm going to cut that piece off, and then we're going to use that to measure out the next one. So they're both exactly the same. Then we have our 2 1.25 inch ones. And I did grab this earmuffs, but I didn't put them on. So let's use them now. At least for the next one. Alright, so we got this all set up. Got the drill press set up. For the real tea lights, I'm doing 1 5/8 inches. And going down about 1/2 inch. For the LED tea lights, I'm doing 1.5 inches and going down almost 3/4 inch, because these are about 3/4 inch thick. And these are about 1/2 inch. So I got it all marked out. Got my centers drawn out. So I'm just going to punch to get the hole started. I'm going to start with the skinnier ones because I have the 1 5/8 inches already on there. So let me get that set up. And we'll come back and bring you around. Alright, so you can see we got the 2 skinnier ones, the 1/2 inch ones drilled out on the 1 inch boards. Now we're going to go ahead and set this up. Do the 3/4 inch depth with the 1.5-inch drill bit. So let me get that all set up. We'll come back and we'll drill a couple more holes. Perfect. You know what? I forgot to change the drill bit to 1.5. I still got the 1 5/8 in there, but so it just leaves a little bit extra space around it. Whatever. We're just gonna go with it, right? Now that we got the holes drilled out, let's think about what do we want to do. We do have to sand them, that's for sure. I'm gonna have to go in the house, down in the basement, and get my wood glue and my lacquer or shellac or something. I put all that stuff in the house during the winter. So I got this cherry here, and I have some Peruvian walnut. I think for these, I'm going to use the Peruvian walnut. No, on this one. And then the cherry over here, because I have more cherry than I do walnut. So the walnut, we'll just cut like a square piece on the, and we'll glue it and brad nail it to the bottom. And that'll give it a little bit of a lift. I think it'll look pretty good. And then on these, I kind of want to have like one, and I want them to come up like a 1/2 inch higher, a quarter to a 1/2 inch above the top, and then sit a 1/2 inch, or maybe 3/4. We'll make it the same height as that. So we'll do 3/4 of an inch up. I don't know, I'm just talking now. Let me get to doing that. First I got to go down and get my wood glue and my shellac, because whenever I do poplar, I'm mainly just a put a clear coat on it kind of guy. I like the look of the natural wood, so I don't want to stain it or paint it or anything like that. But you can put whatever you want on there. Stain it, paint it, leave it natural like I'm going to do. So blah, blah, blah. Let me take a break here. Go get some glue. I'll be back. All right. So we got our holes drilled out. And I've got the legs and the feet figured out. So like I said, for the 1.25 ones, I'm just going to put like a base on it. Like I guess you can call it a foot, right? I'm going to put a base on it. And I decided it's going to be a 2-inch base. So that'll leave, 1/2 inch, 1/4 inch on each side. And that'll keep it, nice and balanced out. It's not going to tip over or anything like that. So we're going to do 2-inch base on these. And then I'm going to cut same size, 2 inches on this. And this is actually going to stand a 1/4 inch taller than the top of the tea light holder. And then it'll stand down 3/4 inch low. So it'll have a 3/4 inch rise. But first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to get these sanded, get all my pencil marks off. I'm not going to run them through the router or anything. I'm just going to use the sander and give them all like a little bit of a round. Take all the sharp edges off, just kind of round them over with the sander. You can do it on the router if you'd like as well. So let me get to that. Get my mask on, my RZ mask. Check out the links in the description below. They sponsored a couple videos of mine, and they gave me a 15% off code for you guys. So if you shop on their website, use J15 at checkout and get a 15% off. All right, let's get this going. I'm not going to make you watch me do all the sanding, but we'll do a little bit of it together. All right, so we've got these sanded, all 4, rounded over the edges on here. I don't know if the camera's picking it up, but I'll try to zoom in for you. Hit them with the orbital sander, finish them off, rounded them over with the hand sander. And now we're ready to measure and cut our legs and feet, or legs and base, whatever you want to call it. So like I said earlier, we're going to do 2 inches on both of these. And then we're going to glue them and brad nail them onto the tea light holders. So I'm just going to go ahead, start this glue up. I'm going to try to bring the camera in so you can see what's going on. The 1.25" ones are going to be like that. And then I have this 1/4" board here that I'm actually going to use as a spacer, because I want the cherry to be about 1/4 inch taller than the top of these ones. And I'm not going to measure these out perfect. I'm just going to eyeball it to make sure it looks like an even amount all the way around. I'm just going to let it sit for a second. We'll put some on this one. I think that first one is a little bit more liquidy, but should be fine. Let's do this one. Just kind of like wiggling it back and forth, try to get a little rub joint going. So I'm just going to set those there, let them set a little bit, and I'll try to find something that's got a little bit of weight to it to put on top of them. So this one, we got this 1/4" board here. We're just going to use that as a spacer. And again, I'm just going to eyeball it to see if it's center on with the equal amount of space on both sides. Put some here. Looks good to me. Let's put this over here. Let's get this one. Alright, now that I've got most of everything glued up, I'm going to let these dry enough for me to do the other side, check on this stuff, clean up all the glue once it's dried up, and then we'll come back and see what everything looks like. Alright, so finished with the sanding, finished the glue ups, and here's our almost final result. Alright, we have the two different ones. We got the cherry and the poplar here. We have the poplar and the Peruvian walnut with the base there. Two different style tea lights, two different style holders. Here we have the LED ones. You can see that they're on. Hopefully you can see that they're on. I didn't light these. I don't have any matches or anything out here, but so you can finish these however you want. You don't have to finish them at all if you don't want to. I think for this set, I'm going to put the walrus oil on it. And then this set is going to get a combination of 1 coat shellac and 1 coat lacquer, because I got a little bit left in each can, and hopefully that makes them shine real good. So I'm going to work on that, and then we're going to come back and we'll see the final result together, and we'll call this project done. There we got it. Two different kinds of tea lights, two different kind of tea light holders. We have the 1.25" poplar top with the Peruvian walnut base. Then we have the 1" poplar with the cherry legs on either side. This is the real tea light, drilled in 1/2 inch. We have the LED light, which are bigger, so 3/4 inch. And I like this. This one's my favorite. I just like the way that looks, like simple, elegant. This is great too. It's relatively simple. I got a 1/4 inch sticking up on either side, and that's it. My hands are all oily. So we just grabbed some scrap poplar and some scrap cherry and walnut out of the bins. Saved the poplar from being burned in the wood stove the other day, and we just threw these together. No, I did not forget how to build. It's just been a very busy season. But, you know, it's 71 degrees today. It's going to be warmer and warmer and warmer. And so that gives me more time to get in the shop until I get busy with working in. But anyway, thanks for watching this video. Thanks for coming back to the shop with me. Hit that subscribe button if you haven't already. give me a thumbs up and leave me a comment below. I'll have links in the description to all the tools and tea lights and all that. Come back and see me again. Thanks.